Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu love story takes a new turn after recent changes. They stood together under glittering lights, their chemistry undeniable, their smiles perfectly timed for the cameras. Millions shipped them. Millions believed. But behind the red carpets and award show embraces, Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu were living parallel lives that never quite converged the way fans hoped. And now, years after the show that made them Turkey's most beloved on-screen couple ended, something has shifted. New developments have emerged that are forcing everyone to rethink what they thought they knew about these two stars and the love story that never was, but maybe, just maybe, still could be. This is not just another celebrity rumor. This is about timing, choices, and the cruel irony of two people who gave the world a perfect romance while struggling to write their own. Because what's happening now with Barış and Elçin is something no one saw coming, and it's changing everything. Let's go back to where it all began, because you can't understand what's happening now without knowing how deeply this story is woven into the hearts of millions. In 2015, Turkish television introduced the world to Kiraz Mevsimi, known internationally as Cherry Season. The show was simple on the surface, a young woman pretending to be married to save her job, a wealthy businessman forced into the charade, and the inevitable romance that blooms from deception. Standard romantic comedy fare. Except it wasn't standard at all. Because when Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu stepped into the roles of Ayaz and Oyku, something extraordinary happened. Their chemistry wasn't just good. It was the kind of rare, electric connection that transcends the screen. The way they looked at each other, the timing of their reactions, the comfort in their touches, it all felt devastatingly real. Fans didn't just watch the show, they obsessed over it. Social media exploded with compilations, fan edits, and frame-by-frame analyses of every glance, every smile, every moment that suggested maybe, just maybe, this wasn't all acting. And that's where the lines started to blur. Because in interviews, Barış and Elçin had an ease with each other that felt intimate. They laughed at inside jokes. They defended each other. They spoke about their partnership with a warmth that went beyond professional courtesy. When asked about their relationship, they'd smile knowingly and say they were close friends, that they had a special bond, that working together felt natural. But they never quite shut the door completely. They never gave a definitive no that would kill the hope. For years, fans held on to that hope. Even as Cherry Season ended in 2017. Even as both actors moved on to other projects, other co-stars, other lives. The shipping never stopped. BarGin, as the fandom called them, remained one of the most passionate and persistent celebrity pairings in Turkish entertainment. And both Barış and Elçin seemed to understand this, occasionally feeding the flame with reunions, birthday wishes, or comments that kept the possibility alive in the minds of millions. But here's what was really happening while fans dreamed of a fairy tale ending. Both actors were building separate lives, making choices that took them further apart rather than closer together. Barış Arduç found love with Gupse Özay, a talented actress, screenwriter, and director. Their relationship was different from the start, more private, more grounded. In 2022, they got married in an intimate ceremony that was elegant and deliberately low-key. Gupse was not a replacement for fan fantasies. She was a real partner in a real relationship, and Barış made it clear through his actions and occasional statements that he had found his person. Meanwhile, Elçin Sangu navigated her own romantic journey with considerably more media scrutiny. She was linked to various men over the years, each relationship dissected and compared to what she had with Barış on screen. Some relationships were confirmed, others remained speculation, but none seemed to carry the weight or permanence that fans witnessed in Barış's marriage. Elçin remained focused on her career, taking on diverse roles, engaging in philanthropy, and building a life that didn't revolve around public validation of her private choices. On the surface, this was a closed chapter. Barış was married. Elçin was living her life. The fantasy was over. Fans needed to move on. Except the story didn't end there, because life has a way of writing plot twists that no scriptwriter would dare imagine. In recent months, something changed. Not in an obvious, tabloid headline way, but in subtle shifts that keen observers started to notice. Barış, who had been relatively quiet on social media about his personal life, became even more reserved. Posts that used to occasionally feature Gupse became less frequent. The couple who had shared glimpses of their happiness now seemed to prefer complete privacy, which in the world of celebrity watching often signals turbulence beneath the surface. At the same time, Elçin began appearing at events with a different energy. She seemed lighter, more open, and in interviews started speaking about her life and choices with a reflective tone that suggested she was in a period of reassessment. She talked about what she wanted from the future, about the kind of partnership that would truly fulfill her, and about not settling for anything less than genuine connection. Her words carried a weight that made people listen differently. Then came the moments that reignited everything. A charity event in Istanbul where both Barış and Elçin were guests. They hadn't been photographed together in years, and fans had almost given up hope of seeing them in the same room again. But there they were, and the cameras captured something that sent the internet into a frenzy. The way Barış looked at Elçin when she was speaking to someone else. The way Elçin's entire demeanor changed when Barış approached her group. The hug they shared that lasted just a fraction longer than casual. The smile on Elçin's face afterward that seemed to glow with something unspoken. Were people reading too much into it? Maybe. Probably. But then more pieces started falling into place. Industry insiders began whispering about Barış and Gupse spending more time apart due to work commitments, though no official statement suggested any problems. Elçin was spotted having coffee with Barış's sister, a detail that might seem insignificant except that it suggested ongoing connection to his family circle. And then, the most intriguing development of all, rumors of a new project that would potentially reunite Barış and Elçin on screen for the first time since Cherry season. Now, it's crucial to separate what we know from what we hope. There has been no confirmation of marital problems between Barış and Gupse. No announcement of separation. No public drama. In fact, sources close to the couple have indicated they remain committed to each other, that any perceived distance is simply the result of busy schedules and a mutual decision to keep their relationship more private. This is not a scandal. This is not a betrayal. This is real life, where relationships evolve and privacy is precious. Similarly, while Elçin and Barış clearly maintain a friendship and professional respect, there is no evidence of romantic involvement. No secret meetings. No declarations of hidden feelings. What exists is a bond formed years ago during an intense creative collaboration, the kind of connection that doesn't simply vanish because a show ends or because life takes people in different directions. But here's why this story matters now more than ever. Because what's happening isn't about secret affairs or dramatic revelations. It's about something far more relatable and deeply human. It's about the paths not taken. It's about wondering what if. It's about two people who created magic together and then walked away from it, whether by choice or circumstance, and now find themselves at a point in their lives where they're both looking back and perhaps questioning the roads they chose. Fans have always wanted Barış and Elçin together because of what they represented. Perfect chemistry, effortless partnership, a love story that felt destined. But the real story is more complicated and more interesting. It's about the difference between performance and reality, between what looks right and what feels right, between the person who makes your heart race on camera and the person who makes your real life work. Barış chose stability and partnership with Gupse, someone who shares his creative sensibilities and understands the demands of their industry. That choice deserves respect, not dismissal because it doesn't match a fantasy. Elçin chose to focus on herself, her career, and her growth rather than forcing a relationship to fit a narrative others wanted for her. That choice deserves celebration, not pity. And yet, the recent changes are undeniable. Whether it's the potential reunion project, the renewed public interactions, or simply the timing of where both of them are in their lives, something has shifted. The door that seemed firmly closed now appears slightly ajar, not necessarily for romance, but for reconnection, for acknowledging what they meant to each other, and for possibly creating something new together, even if it's just professional. The entertainment industry thrives on reunions. There's a reason why audiences go wild when beloved co-stars work together again. We want to recapture the magic, to prove that what we felt watching them before wasn't just our imagination. And if Barış and Elçin do reunite for a new project, the anticipation will be overwhelming. Every interview will be analyzed. Every behind-the-scenes photo will be scrutinized. Every interaction will be interpreted through the lens of what fans have always wanted to believe. But here's what's even more fascinating. Both Barış and Elçin are different people now than they were during Cherry season. They've grown, experienced heartbreak and joy, made choices, and lived with consequences. If they do work together again, the chemistry won't be that of two young actors discovering a magical connection. It will be the chemistry of two seasoned professionals who know exactly what they created before and understand the weight of expectations on them now. That's either a recipe for something extraordinary or an impossible standard that no project could meet. And that's the tension that makes this story so compelling. Can they recapture what made them special? Should they even try? Or is the real story about accepting that some moments are perfect precisely because they existed in a specific time and place, and trying to recreate them only diminishes their beauty? There's also the question of what this means for their personal lives. If Barış is truly happy in his marriage, then a professional reunion with Elçin should be just that, professional. But human emotions are rarely that simple. Working intimately with someone you once shared incredible chemistry with, even if that chemistry was performative, can stir feelings that are complicated and confusing. And if there are any cracks in his current relationship, those feelings could become even more complex. For Elçin, the situation might be equally challenging. If she's moved on emotionally, then working with Barış again is an opportunity to show her growth and professionalism. But if any part of her still wonders what might have been, being thrust back into that dynamic, even in a fictional context, could reopen questions she thought she'd answered. The truth is, we don't know what's really happening behind the scenes. We don't know the state of Barış's marriage beyond what limited information is public. We don't know Elçin's true feelings or romantic situation. We don't even know for certain if they're actually working together again or if that's just industry speculation that's grown into assumed fact. What we do know is that the story of Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu has never really ended for millions of people. It's lived on in fan fiction, in rewatched episodes, in hope that refuses to die. And now, with recent developments suggesting some form of reconnection, that hope has found new fuel. This is the power of on-screen chemistry and the burden it places on real people. When actors create something truly special, they don't just entertain an audience, they create a shared dream. And when that dream doesn't manifest in reality, it doesn't disappear. It transforms into longing, into what-if scenarios, into a story that continues to be written by those who refuse to let it go. The new turn in their story isn't about scandal or secret romance. It's about two people navigating the complex aftermath of creating magic together. It's about the entertainment industry's endless appetite for reunions and second chances. It's about fans who invest so deeply in what they see on screen that the line between fiction and reality becomes beautifully, painfully blurred. And it's about the very human experience of looking back at a moment when everything felt possible and wondering if that possibility still exists. Whatever happens next, whether it's a professional reunion, a continued friendship, or simply parallel lives that occasionally intersect, the story of Barış and Elçin will continue to captivate. Because at its heart, it's not really about them. It's about all of us and the connections we make, the choices we face, and the paths we take. It's about the person who got away and the person we chose. It's about timing and chance and the cruel randomness of who we meet and when. And it's about the enduring hope that maybe, somehow, the story isn't over yet. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.